Good morning, 7:28, and in the studio this morning, Rick Surrency, our Superintendent of Schools here in Putnam County. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin.
Well, we are off to a good start for our new school year.
It's day 5 and everything's going great. Yep.
Wonderful,
Yep.
wonderful.
It's a great start to the school year.
Well, I know some folks have had a little bit of a struggle getting used to the new routine, new school times, definitely trying to get used to the traffic patterns and things like that. Anything that has lasted past the first couple of days that need
We've
to
had
be
a few
issues?
bumps in the road with our transportation, but we're working that out, working on some stops and the routes. And of course, I know the school times have been a challenge for a lot of parents, and I certainly appreciate that, and I understand what they're going through. And we've tried to, work out some of those situations, but I think for the most part, people are starting to adjust. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know. And so here we are at the beginning of the school year, and there's a pretty big event coming up on Monday that a lot of folks are talking about. And the questions I've heard are kids getting out of school early? What is the school, what are they going to do for the solar eclipse? So what's the word on that?
Yeah, that's a big thing. We actually discussed that in our school board meeting last night, and our proposal to the school board was to allow students to leave early on August 21st due to the fact that it is a risk, and we know that students normally at that time on a normal school day would be going home, walking, riding the bus or whatever, and it would expose them to the solar eclipse. And I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about the eclipse. It is very dangerous to look at, and we actually had one of our science people, Ryan Zimmerman, talk to our board and talked about the risk of looking at the sun. You can actually look at the sun and it could damage your eyes permanently and you not even realize it at the time. Mm-hmm. And we do not want to put our kids in a situation where they could be harmed. So we're letting them out early on that day. The school board voted to do so. Mm-hmm. And we want parents to take whatever precautions they can to make sure they ensure the safety of their kids. And make sure you research about the solar eclipse. I mean, just wearing sunglasses or squinting is not going to protect your eyes.
Right,
so.
Right. And I know a lot of folks have been talking about buying special eclipse glasses. I don't know if they're available locally or anything like that, but folks have been definitely talking about that. So we're not necessarily in the direct path for the maximum exposure to the eclipse, but it will affect our area, and so we appreciate the school district taking any precautions for our kids.
Yeah, I think we'll have about an 85% eclipse, which means we'll have a certain amount of light that we'll be exposed to, and most of the actual total eclipse will be north of us, but we'll be in an area where we'll definitely be exposed to the light. Yeah. So we're just acting on precaution to make sure our kids are safe, and our teachers will be working normally, but our kids will allow to go home early that day.
All right, sounds good. So all the regular bus routes and everything like that will be in place.
Yes, and we'll be publishing on our website our times, early release times. Those are available, so you may want to go ahead and look at that and make arrangements for your kids to be home early that day. And you can go to our website. We have a link, and we'll also provide other information for parents on what you can do to prepare your children and yourselves for the solar eclipse.
All right, sounds great. So anything else come out of the school board meeting yesterday we want to let people know about?
Just normal stuff. We did have a presentation. One of our Rotary clubs presented a check to Melrose Elementary for $1,000. And that's just an example of how our community is really reaching out and supporting our schools. And you and I have talked about that in the past. I know we've had a lot of organizations provide school supplies at this time of year, and there are so many kids that need those supplies, and we certainly appreciate the community, all the different clubs and organizations and churches and just individual people in the background that we never see that donate things to our kids. And we talked about our clothing needs and food needs, and that all comes together and makes our school system work even better. So I want to thank everyone. There's not enough time to thank everyone who puts in time, to contribute to our kids, and it's what our community is about.
That's right. We certainly do live in a very generous community, and it takes everybody coming together to make us successful. So
absolutely.
We appreciate you coming in and letting us know what's going on in our school district, and hope you have a great day at school.
Thank you, Robin. Thanks for having me.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you so much.